Good morning everyone, this is Ravi Kumar. Now we are going to discuss the another very important topic is biological classification. It is very important chapter. So definitely one question or one or two question. So it is regularly coming in NEET exams. So now we are briefly discuss the biological classification. Now we are briefly discuss the biological classification. So now we are discuss the biological classification. What about actually biological classification? See here. So Aristotle was the earliest attempt to more scientific basis for classification of organisms. Aristotle was the earliest attempt to more basics for classification of organisms. Okay, so he classified. Aristotle was classified. So these organisms means plants are classified into three important steps. So he classified. Aristotle were classified into plants. Plants again classified into three main important steps or three main important regions. Are three main important groups. What are those the three important groups? One is herbs, another one is shrubs, and another one is trees. Okay, so he classified into three important groups. Plants are classified into three important groups. One is herbs, another one is shrubs, and trees. As usual, animals again classified into two important groups. Animals also classified into two more important groups. So one is red blood cells, another one is without red blood, means white blood cells. Okay, so here again he means the animals again classified into two types or two groups. One is red blood cells, another one is no red blood cells. So in these red blood cells, which type of organisms are included? So which type of organisms are included? One is in red blood cells, mammals, lizards, birds and fish. They are included in red blood cells. No red blood cells. So they are hard bodied structures, soft bodied structures. Hard bodied best example is insects. Soft bodied example is cell and no shells. And as well shellfish and jellyfish. Shellfish and jellyfish. They are actually red blood cells and no red blood cells. Next. So two kingdom classification is given by Linnaeus. It is very important. So this question based on these groups, two kingdom classification, three kingdom classification, four kingdom classification and five kingdom classification. So based on this region, definitely here one question also be generated in NEET exam. So it is very important point. Two kingdom classification is proposed by, two kingdom classification is given by Linnaeus. What are those the two kingdom classification? One is Plantae, another one is Animalia. So now who is the proposed two kingdom classification? Two kingdom classification is given by Linnaeus. Right now three kingdom classifications. Who is discovered the three kingdom classification? Three kingdom classification is given by Ernest Haeckel. Okay, so three kingdom classification is given by Ernest Haeckel. So what are those the three kingdom classification? Plantae, Animalia and Monera. Plantae, Animalia and Monera. They are included in, these organisms are included in three kingdom classification. Now, four kingdom classification. Who proposed actually four kingdom classification? Four kingdom classification is given by Copeland. Is given by Copeland. So, what are those that four kingdom classification? Which organisms are included in four kingdom classification? Plantae, Animalia, Monera and Protista. Okay? Plantae, Animalia, Monera and Protista, they are included in kingdom is four kingdom classification. Next. So, five kingdom classification. So, who proposed actually five kingdom classification? So, five kingdom classification is given by actually five kingdom classification is given by R.H. Whittaker. Five kingdom classification is given by actually R.H. Whittaker. What are those the five kingdom classification? They are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. We will discuss later. We will discuss actually later. Now, so prokaryotic organisms, bacteria, cyanobacteria, they are included in prokaryotics. Bacteria, cyanobacteria, they are included in prokaryotics. In eukaryotic organisms, fungi, mosses, fern plant, gymnosperms, angiosperms, they all are included in the Plantae. They all are included in under Plantae. Based on the presence of cell wall. Based on the presence of cell wall, they are widely differentiated in order and other features. They are widely distributed in other features. So, it included a unicellular and multicellular organisms in same group. Unicellular and multicellular organisms are included in same group. Example, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra are present under the kingdom is algae. They are included in algae. Spirogyra and Chlamydomonas. Spirogyra and Chlamydomonas, they are included in algae. They are included under algae. Okay? And this step, next step. So, it is not differentiated. Means, so, Linnaeus, he did not differentiate it. He did not differentiate between the heterotrophic fungi and autotrophic green plants. Okay? He did not differentiate it into autotrophic and heterotrophic organisms. So, means, he did not completely discover in between heterotrophic fungus and autotrophic plant. Fungi or means the fungi or fungi's cell wall is generally made up of chitin. Fungi cell walls are generally made up of chitin. And as usual, plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. Plant cell wall is generally made up of cellulose. And chitin are mostly present in fungus cell wall. Right now? So the beautiful images are there. So one is a fungi, another one is green plants. Right now? Next. So, right now we have discussed five kingdom classification. So, the five kingdom classification is proposed by R.H. Whittaker. Okay, who proposed actually five kingdom classification? Five kingdom classification is proposed by R.H. Whittaker. So, which organisms are included in five kingdom classification? So, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. There are five kingdoms is proposed by R.H. Whittaker. So, this five kingdom classification mainly based on, so the main criteria for classification by R.H. Whittaker. So, based on this five regions, R.H. Whittaker proposed five kingdom classification. What are those that criteria? It is very, very important. So, this point is very, very important. This question will be asked in 2017 NEET. Okay. What is the main criteria for R.H. Whittaker classification? Okay. What is the main criteria for RH we take five kingdom classification. So the main criteria is cell structures, thallus organizations, and mode of nutrition, and reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. There are five categories. There are five criteria are used for five kingdom classification. Right? Next. So, all prokaryotic organisms were grouped together under kingdom is Monera. All prokaryotic organisms included under the kingdom is Monera. So, all prokaryotic organisms means bacteria, eubacteria. So, they are all are included. Archaebacteria, eubacteria, they are all are included under the kingdom is Monera. They are all are included under the kingdom is Monera. Next point. It is very, very important. Unicellular eukaryotic organisms were placed in the group is Protista. Unicellular eukaryotic organisms, it is included under the kingdom is Protista. They are included under the group is Protista. The kingdom Protista has brought together Chlamydomonas, Chlorella. Okay. The kingdom Protista brought together Chlamydomonas and Chlorella. They are included under the kingdom is Protista. And as usual, Paramecium and Amoeba, they are included under the kingdom is Animalia. They are included under the kingdom is Animal Kingdom. Right now? So, next one, fungi. Fungi are placed in separate kingdom. Our fungus are included in separate kingdom. Why? Because fungus are included in separate kingdom. Because of it is having the cell structures is different in nature. Fungus cell wall is actually different in structures. So that's why fungus is a separate kingdom, or fungus is separate kingdom. Fungus are generally separate kingdom. Next. So it is very, very important. Characters of the five kingdom classification. Characters of the five kingdom classifications. This chart is very, very important. Okay. So we are already discussed. Before beginning of the class, I am already told to you. This chapter, very, very important chapter. Why? Because it is very small chapter actually. And definitely one question, one or two question is definitely generated in NEET exams. So that's why once again I am saying to you, it is a very, very important topic. So, characters of the five kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. There are actually five kingdom classifications are there. So here, see. So Monera cell type, it is prokaryotic. So Protista cell type eukaryotic, fungus cell type eukaryotic, and Plantae cell type is eukaryotic, and Animalia cell type is also eukaryotic. Now here cell type, which one is the prokaryotic? Monera cell type is prokaryotic. Remaining Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia, it is the completely eukaryotic cell. Next. Cell wall. So, cell wall in Monera. Cell wall, before we are already discussed, cell wall is completely absent. Cell wall are completely absent in Monera. Okay? But it is non-cellulose and polysaccharide plus amino acids are present in Monera. In Protista, cell wall is present. And Fungi cell wall is also be present. Plantae cell wall is also be present. Animalia cell wall is completely absent. See here. So, Protista cell wall is present. Right, Amma? Fungus cell wall is present. In fungus, cell wall is generally made up of chitin. And polysaccharides. Next, in plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. In Animalia, cell wall is completely absent. Next thing. Nuclear membrane in Monera. Nuclear membrane are completely absent in Monera. In Protista, nuclear membrane also be present. Fungus, nuclear membrane present. And plantain, nuclear membrane present. And Animalia, nuclear membrane also be present. Body of organizations in Monera. It is a cellular body of organizations in Monera. In Protista, it is also cellular. In fungus, body of organizations is multicellular and loose tissues. Multicellular and loose tissues are mostly present in fungus. And plant body of organizations is tissues and organ. Why? Because it is called as a tissues and organ, means it's plant body. And Animalia plant body, it is consists of different kinds of tissues and different kinds of organs. So that's why Plantae and Animalia, so body of organizations is tissues and organ. Tissues and organ. Next. So Monera modes of nutrition. Monera modes of nutrition. So it is autotrophic, some other photosynthetic, and some other chemosynthetic also, and heterotrophic and saprotype. Actually, bacteria are which type of bacteria are mostly present? Actually, they are actually modes of nutrition. There are having different types of modes of nutrition are present in actually bacteria. There are autotrophic bacteria, heterotrophic bacteria, chemoautotrophic bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria, and some other parasitic bacteria and some other saprophytic bacteria are included in Monera, in Protista. So most of the Protista's body of nutrition is, most of the Protistians body of nutrition is actually autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic organisms. So in fungus, mode of nutrition is they are completely heterotrophic. They are completely heterotrophic. In fungus, body of nutrition is completely heterotrophic. In completely heterotrophic organisms. So they are saprophytic and parasites. So these parasitics are included in heterotrophic organisms. Next, Plantae mode of nutrition. In Plantae, mode of nutrition is generally autotrophic and autotrophic organisms. Okay. So in Animalia, mode of nutrition is heterotrophic, holozoic, saprophytic. Holozoic actually, heterotrophic, holozoic. Heterotrophic and holozoic organisms. And saprophytic modes of nutrition are present in Animalia. Next. Now we are going to discuss the kingdom Monera. So, what about actually Moneras? So, in this Monera, bacteria are most abundant microorganisms. Bacteria are the most abundant microorganisms are included in the Moneras. So, hundreds of bacteria are present in our hands. Once our hands are put into the soil and it is observed our hands on the microscopes. So, the number of bacteria are clearly visible in our hands. So, this bacteria, it can live on extreme conditions or extreme habitats. They are mostly present in hot springs. They are mostly present in desert areas and snow areas and deep oceans. Bacteria are mostly present in different habitats, hot springs, desert areas, snow areas and deep oceans. So, many of the bacteria, they are parasitic. So, these bacteria, they are having actually different shape. They are actually bacteria main classified into 4 shapes. So, cocci bacteria and bacilli bacteria, vibrio bacteria and spirulum bacteria. So, cocci bacteria is spherical shape, bacilli bacteria is rod shape and vibrio bacteria is comma shape and spirulum bacteria is spiral shape. Spirulum bacteria is generally spiral shape. So, it is the shape of bacteria. Next. So, the bacteria, observe the cell structures of bacteria. So bacterial structures is very simple, but they are complex behavior. Bacterial structures are very simple, but complex its behavior. Okay, and show the metabolic diversity is different. Some bacteria are generally autotrophic, and they are uptake the food material from inorganic substrates. Some of the bacteria are generally autotrophic and it is absorb the food material or uptake the food material from inorganic substrates. Next, majority of the bacteria they are actually heterotrophs. So they do not synthesize their own food material, and they completely depends on other dead and decaying organisms. Means these bacteria are generally heterotrophic and as usual are saprophytic organisms. So this bacteria are again classified into two types of bacteria are there. Archaebacteria, another one is eubacteria. Bacteria are again classified into two types of bacteria, archaebacteria and eubacteria. So these archaebacteria are again classified into three types, that is halophilus, thermoeosinophilus and methanogenes. Eubacteria are again classified into two types, that is autotrophs, heterotrophs. Autotrophs again classified into two types, photosynthetic autotrophs and chemosynthetic autotrophs. Heterotrophs again classified into another two types, parasitic and saprophytic. Okay, it is actually bacterial classification. It is actually bacterial classification. Next, kingdom Monera. So in kingdom Monera, we have discussed the archaebacteria. So these archaebacteria, they are most live in harshy habitats and extreme salty areas. They are mostly live in actually harshy habitats and extreme salty areas. Salty areas is known as actually halophils. In case these archaebacteria are mostly living in actually hot springs, that is known as thermoeosinophils. And this bacteria, it is located in marshy areas. It is known as actually methanogenes. So this archaebacteria, it is different from that of other bacteria. So archaebacteria cell structure is completely different from other bacteria cell structures. So why? Because it is different, we will discuss later. Next, methanogenes are present in the gut of the ruminant animals. Methanogenes are present in actually gut of ruminant animals, like that cows, buffaloes, etc. So they produce methane, means they produce actually biogas from the dung of cattle, dung of animals. So the cell wall means, before we are already discussed now, archaebacteria cell wall is completely different. The cell wall does not contain peptidoglycan, but it is contain only pseudomurine. Now it is very important. Archaebacteria cell wall is generally made up of which one? Pseudomurine. Generally, majority of the bacteria cell wall is generally made up of peptidoglycan, but archaebacteria cell wall is, and this archaebacteria, the cell wall does not contain actually peptidoglycan, but is contain pseudomurine. This cell membrane contains branched chain lipids. The cell membrane is contain branched chain lipids. This features is responsible for their survival in extreme condition. This feature is responsible for survival in extreme condition. Which features? That branched chain lipids are mostly present in archaebacteria. So this feature is responsible for survival in extreme condition. Next, so eubacteria. So what about actually eubacteria? This eubacteria, they are true bacteria having rigid cell wall and a flagellum. Okay, so the flagella are mostly helps in actually motile purpose. They include autotrophs, photosynthetic bacteria and chemosynthetic bacteria, and some bacteria are generally heterotrophic bacteria. Some bacteria are generally heterotrophic bacteria. So now we discuss the eubacteria. So photosynthetic autotrophs, example is cyanobacteria. Photosynthetic autotrophs, example is cyanobacteria. They have a chlorophyll A. Cyanobacteria consists of a chlorophyll A, and this chlorophyll A that is mostly present in actually green plants, And as usual, the chlorophyll A are present in cyanobacteria also. So cyanobacteria, it is also known as blue-green algae. It is also known as actually blue-green algae. So these cyanobacteria are unicellular colonial filamentous. So it is mostly present in marine terrestrial algae. They are present in actually marine or terrestrial algae. So these colonies are generally surrounded by gelatinous. These colonies, these cyanobacteria colonies are generally surrounded by gelatinous sheath. They often form of blooms in polluted water bodies. They often form of blooms in polluted water bodies. Some of them fix in atmosphere nitrogen. So these cyanobacteria are mostly helps in fixation of nitrogen. That specialized cells is called as heterocystus. Example, nostoc and anabina. Nostoc and anabina. Next, chemosynthetic autotrophs. So the chemosynthetic autotrophs, two types of bacteria are there. Two types of images are clearly appear to you. So the clearly visible to you. One is green sulfur bacteria, another one is purple sulfur bacteria. They oxidize inorganic substance such as nitrates, nitrites and ammonia, and they are released energy. Means they are released ATP production. Okay? They oxidize inorganic substance and they produce nitrates, nitrites and ammonia, and they are released ATP production. They help in the recycling of nutrients. These bacteria are mostly helps in nutrients. These bacteria are mostly helping in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. Recycling nutrients. Next. So heterotrophic bacteria, they are the most abundant in nature. The majority are important for decomposers. The majority of these heterotrophic bacteria, they are decomposers. They are actually decomposers bacteria. So they are used to make a curd from milk. These heterotrophic bacteria are mostly helps in milk is converted into curd and production of antibiotics and fixing of nitrogen in legume roots. Fixed of nitrogen in Fabaceae family. Example, groundnut. Some are pathogens. Some bacteria are generally pathogens causing the diseases. Some bacteria are pathogens. They are causing the diseases. They are caused the cholera, typhoid, tetanus, and citrus canker. And they are caused the citrus canker. So it is the diseases of bacteria in human beings. And reproduction of bacteria. So what is the main reproduction of bacteria? Bacteria reproduction mainly occurs through the fusions. By the fusions, under unfavorable condition, bacteria produced spores. Under unfavorable conditions, these bacteria are produced spores. That spores is known as endospores. It is very, very important. Under unfavorable condition, bacteria are produced spores. Such spores is known as actually endospores. And some other bacteria, the asexual reproductions are mainly occurs through the DNA transfer from the one bacteria to another bacteria. Sexual reproduction by the DNA transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria. It is the sexual reproduction in bacteria. Next, mycoplasma. It is very, very important of bacteria. Mycoplasma. What about actually mycoplasma? So mycoplasma is also known as PPLO. What about actually PPLO? PPLO means Pleuropneumonia-like organisms. Pleuropneumonia-like organisms is known as mycoplasma. This mycoplasma or these organisms, it can survive without cell wall. They can survive without cell wall. And this mycoplasma organisms, it is the smallest living cell. It is the smallest living cell. Which one is the smallest living cell? Mycoplasma is the smallest living cell. And this is mycoplasma it is also survive without oxygen. It can survive without oxygen. Okay, and many pathogenic in animals and plants. This mycoplasma is caused many diseases in plants and as usual in animals. So it is caused diseases in plants, which is broom. Which bacteria that one? Which is broom caused diseases in plants. And Pleuropneumonia. Pleuropneumonia is caused diseases in cattle. And Mycoplasma erythritidis. Mycoplasma erythritidis is the cause of diseases in human beings. It is the diseases of mycoplasma. Mycoplasma cause the diseases in human beings. Next, see here, mycoplasma diseases, which is brooms in plants, Pleuropneumonia in cattle, Mycoplasma erythritidis in human beings. It is the diseases in mycoplasma. Next, actinomycetes. It is very, very important. Actinomycetes are branched filamentous bacteria which form radiatous colonies in culture. Actinomycetes are branched filamentous bacteria which form radiating colonies in culture. The cell wall is contain generally mycolic acids. Most of them are saprophytic and decomposers. So in actinomycetes, cell wall is generally made up of mycolic acids, and most of the actinomycetes are generally saprophytic and decomposers. Some other actinomycetes members are generally Mycobacteriums and Corynebacterium. They are parasites. Mycobacteriums or Corynebacteriums, they are parasites. So before we are already discussed, most of the bacteria they are decomposers and saprophytic. But some members are two examples are there. They are actually Mycobacterium and Corynebacterium. These two bacteria are generally parasites. These two bacteria are generally parasites. So the number of actinomyces members are mostly involved in production of antibiotics. The number of actinomyces members, they are involved in the production of antibiotics, and its genus is Streptomyces. Its genus is Streptomyces. So they are the actinomyces. They are the actinomyces bacteria. Okay. Now it's finished the Monera. So next class we will discuss the kingdom Protista. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.